how was school today? Oh, cool.
As you know, I'm being intentional about watering the garden I'm in, which to me just means pouring energy into enjoying the routines and the life that I live. So I've been doing this off camera, but I'm excited to bring you along and to show some of the habits and mindsets and moments I've been finding joy in lately to really start feeling the love for my life that I have. If you need further context, the last videos kind of give it. We're coming out of a cycle of burnt out feelings, and then we're coming out of a cycle of some disappointment as well. This week I've really been trying to be kind in my evening routines and just do things that feel good and that excite me, and all of it has been so cozy. So I read a lot tonight. There was another night this week that I just read a lot. I have been watching the Pitt since I last vlogged, and so last night I watched, got caught up to present day in the Pitt. And we can talk more in depth about all of that, the books I'm reading, everything in the future. But I just wanted to start with this cozy evening routine. And we're continuing into, I'm calling it a long weekend because tomorrow I work, it's a Friday. But the good thing about a Friday is that no matter what happens on a Friday, you hit the weekend. So we're almost there. And I've been feeling a lot better and a lot less burnt out. So selfishly, I really want to show you and bring you along for this type of video because the past few have been differently vibed, I feel. Something that I've been getting the itch for. The realistic thing is getting my physical space, like the things that I've been putting off, actually doing them. There are still some moving boxes in our little storage closet that I feel like I should work through. There's still just like some things that have not entirely found a home. And honestly, like in the 4 months that we've lived here, I feel like I've done good as far as like we've put some stuff up on walls, like the whole dining area I just love, but it is not in a final state. And I've really never gotten an apartment in a final state where I just like love it so much. What I'm getting an itch for though is switching our bedroom and our spare room. I'm not doing it yet. I think the thing that I'll wait before switching my bedroom is actually getting a new bed frame because I've been wanting a new bed frame. This is the one that we have right now, as you can see. It's from Amazon. It's just like manufactured wood. One of the legs is not securely on, and also it is a size too small. For our mattress, we have a full XL mattress and it's a full bed frame. So like, I think that would help me feel like things are more put together and I'd like them. And getting a new bed frame would be like a good point to move the rooms if I'm going to move the rooms, which I do think I will, but it might not be like for a few weeks, all that to say. So in the meantime, I'm really gonna work on those last moving boxes, that storage closet, any little corner where things are just tucked. Because in reality, those moving boxes, if I have not touched them since October, why do I own the things in them? I think I can go through with like a very fine-tooth comb of what we actually need to keep and not, because if they're just sitting there, it doesn't seem like things I need that bad. But that's a way that I'm planning on increasing my life satisfaction tonight, doing the things I'd like to do, making myself live the life I want to live, is by actually like doing some of the things that'll just make me feel put together, and like the physical space that I live in is how I'd like it to be. One thing I did do, I moved books into my nightstand. I just have not been loving my bookshelves, and my nightstand has been empty, and I used to have books just packed onto my nightstand, and I just love when they're like that. I don't know, I like having my books close to me, I guess. I like just like piles and stacks of books. I feel like more than I like a curated shelf, especially when it's those bookshelves, you know, the ones. This one was from Amazon, which I got like first year post-grad, first year with a salary, so I don't hate myself for getting the cheap furniture, but the bookshelf is literally shaped like a C, and every time I look at it, I'm like, wow, that bookshelf is shaped like a C. I just don't love it, and so I'm taking steps to smooth out the things that I don't love while sticking to a budget. Like the only thing that I am thinking about buying in the future is the new bed frame. But like that little bookshelf that's shaped like a C, I could sell that on Facebook Marketplace for like $10. And then I have $10 more and I don't have to look at the bookshelf. That just annoys me every time I see it. So I'm gonna listen to some YouTube videos, maybe listen to an audiobook, and do some of those things tonight. I'm about to watch the most recent episode of The Pitt. I had not watched The Pitt at all this time last week. I literally, I guess it was a binge watch. I like binge watched, but then also did this 1,000-piece puzzle all last weekend. It was lovely. It was like just the weekend I needed. But like I said, I'd heard people talk about The Pitt. Had not watched it at all, but I had heard people say that it was like the most accurate medical show for what it's actually like working in a hospital. And I will say in season 1, great social work representation as far as like what emergency room social workers are actually doing. I love that it wasn't just like a token appearance for a child protection related thing. Like it actually gives a good picture into what it's like to be a social worker in an emergency room, and I really appreciated that. So far in the second season, it does not seem that the same social worker is there, because The Pitt goes through like each episode is 1 hour, and at one point in like the second hour or something in the second season, it said that Kiara wasn't working that day, which means like we're going to be in that same day the whole season. So we've met another guy that just was not stand out. Like I really liked Kiara, the social worker, and I wish she was back in this season. As I watch The Pitt, I'm also going to be looking for beds.
They have the same texture, but like it almost feels like there's less salt on them.
Interesting.
Like that's the delineating factor that I'm really telling.
Do they taste the same, like
Yeah.
cheesy wise? Oh, okay.
Literally,
As someone who can have regular Cheez-Its too.
I feel like just less salt.
Yeah, this one I didn't notice all too different. I do taste the difference, like texture, but it's not a bad difference. It's just like less puffy.
Oh.
Can I please have an iced vanilla latte?
It's yeah.
I got a facial this morning, which is always great and I love doing, but always makes me look an absolute mess whenever I get out. This is my first facial after getting bangs, so they were like headbanded back, and you just have to bear with me. I apologize. I finally have gone to Lila Coffee. This is where I tried to go like sometime in December, and it like ended up being closed. It literally is just a truck and a parking lot, but they have a tahini date latte that is such a unique flavor. You don't get that everywhere, I feel like. They had a Valentine's Day special today, but I've been meaning to go to get their like actual special, so I just got the tahini date. So interesting. I was so unsure about the tahini because I only ever think of that in like hummus, but I guess it's just sort of nutty. The espresso is strong too. That's good. I am showered and feeling so much better since the last time you saw me. I just felt so gross, and like then after the facial you look funny too, and I needed a little refresh. I'm excited though because I decided to try Stitch Fix, and totally for free. It was like the first box. I think they waived the stylist fee, and then it was free shipping, and you only pay for things if you keep them. And Zach and I have a trip coming up that was kind of making me want to just make sure I have outfits that like I feel good in. So I figured I would just like try a box, and then if I don't like anything in it, I don't have to keep anything in it, and I return it and I'm $0 out. Or if I end up liking things in it, then I'll keep them and wear them. I have no idea what will be in here. I think I asked for like limited accessories because I kind of felt like that was a waste. I'd rather have more actual clothing items to wear if I'm going to be utilizing this service. I figure we'll first see what's actually in the box and then can try on. Thank you for letting us style you. Okay, but first, this little like short sleeve sweater thing, because I told them about our trip, which this is cute. Initial thoughts, this is cute. Another sweater. I asked for layers because it's gonna be like breezy, but like also maybe sunny. That's also really cute. What is this? A skirt. Okay, fun. And how many items do I get? And these pants, which appear to be capris without having tried them on yet. This is the return bag, which is nice. That makes it easy. Oh, okay. This is the last thing, and I imagine it's shoes. Interesting. They got me Croc sandals. I'm so intrigued. What do we think? Maybe these two go together? I'll try on these two together, and then these two would go together? And both could go with those sandals? Okay, outfit number 1. This is so cute. I just put on a regular like white tank top under it. I don't really feel like that would be like end game, but just for trying on. I think this is so cute. The shoes are too big, and I told them I wore an 8, and I think really I wear between a 7.5 and 8, but these are definitely too big. Like the shoes will not be getting kept for that reason, but it was a good thought, great thought. So how they like pick out your style is they send you through this like quiz where you say, would you wear something, would you not wear something, and then like, would you wear some pieces of an item? Like you just really get to kind of vote on a lot of different things until it puts together like a style profile for you. And I feel like this is a testament to that. So like this is one of the shirts that they gave me. This is a shirt that I got for myself last year in Spain. Like it's the exact same cut. This one's obviously a sweater and this one's like shirt material, but that's just so funny to me because then also with this blue and white striped one that they gave me, this is a tank top that I gave, like it's a sweater tank top that I got for myself last year too. So I feel like if I try this on and don't keep it, it might just be because I feel like I already own it, which I feel like is like Stitch Fix being a little too good. Because even same with these pants, which we haven't tried on yet, but these navy pants, I own these navy pants. Oh wait, these are Lulu joggers. These are not what I was thinking of. I own these navy pants, which are not the same, but could be interchangeable in any outfit. So that's funny that some of these I'm not going to be keeping because Stitch Fix was a little too good. And you guys know, like, I don't own a lot of clothes. It's not that they could have just sent like any pants and I would have some that match it, but that is really funny with how much they actually got like my style, I suppose. Okay, and this is the next outfit, which again, I think is really cute. I think the pants are a little grown for me, like between the ones that I already own and these, I like the ones that I already own better. These I can tell are like better quality, like I can tell that they're more grown. Also, can I back up enough where you can see? They're the length where they just make my ankles and my feet just like stick out of the bottom. So I feel like I'm not quite ready for like these pants yet, especially because I have matching ones. So I'm gonna put on mine really quick. These are mine. They're crinkled. I mean, you can tell they're they're a different style of pant, but between the two, I like mine. And I'm so uncertain on this shirt because it truly is just so similar to this one that I own, just in the like white and dark blue and it being a sweater, and wearing this, like my pants and this shirt would be an outfit that I already kind of like had planned. And I like the tank top better than I like. I don't know. I just don't really love a collar on me, but I feel like overall that is an insanely successful like styling, like them picking things out for me. My stylist picking things out for me. Even though I guess it's only 2 out of the 5 that I'm considering keeping. Like the first sweater, which is from Market and Spruce, and then the first skirt, which is from Skies Are Blue, or that's the brand. I feel like these are such a great thought for a trip where you'll be like walking a lot. They just really don't fit. And that could be on me, but really like lately I have been buying 8s in shoes, so I would never have thought that an 8 would be this big. Based on how much bigger they are though, I feel like this could be a full 7 that I would need. That was an exciting little blip in the day. I loved it.
Right.
You like your flashlight? Ah!
Light shine.
They're beating my 400 balloons. You're not taking.
I know. This was an ad-libbed frittata, as in I did not look up a recipe or how long you're supposed to like cook or bake it for. It took so much longer than I remembered, but I think it turned out quite good, and it was thick. It is a cozy, rainy Sunday. And after I finish this frittata, I am planning on just like sitting and reading. Current read is Hemlock and Silver by T. Kingfisher, which has been really good so far. I picked it as my Kindle book while I was also reading a physical book, so it's taken me a while to get through the first quarter that I have, but now I've finished the other book that I was reading, so I can just like full force ahead in Hemlock and Silver. But it's a standalone fantasy and it's like kind of in the world of Snow White. I don't know if it counts as a retelling, but our main character is an expert on like poisons and antidotes, and the king thinks that his daughter Snow is being poisoned, and so he asks, except like you can't say no to the king, our main character, to go with him to where Snow is staying. And I don't really know like where it's gonna go from there. Like where I'm at in the book, they just arrived, and so it's been a fun journey, and like the caravan getting to like this other estate where Snow is, and I have no idea where it's gonna go from here. I've seen that some places classify it as horror and some places say that it's like dark, and we haven't really gotten there yet, so I don't know what will happen, but I'm very intrigued to figure it out. Also, the main character is 35, which is a bit rarer, I think, especially in like fantasies that I've read. Like usually it's people that are in their like late teens, young 20s, and I enjoy having a main character that's 35. A couple other books that I've read recently, because I've been reading. I just finished So Old, So Young by Grant Gender, which is a very interesting book. It was a literary, and it followed basically just like this group of friends. I think there were 6 of them through 5 parties throughout their life. So the first one was like a New Year's Eve party when they were in their 20s, and then it goes to a wedding that's like a few years later that they're all kind of like back together for, or back in communication for, and then another one's like a birthday party at a lake house like a few years after that. And so it was written in a really interesting way because you really are only present for those days, and so it does do like a couple sort of like flashbacks or memories depending on whose point of view you're in, because you cycle through the point of views of every character. So 100% just like slice of life, seeing how people's relationships and like meaning to each other evolves over time, seeing how people evolve over time, and some of the themes were just like friendship and how friendship changes whenever you go through different stages of life. So it was very interesting. There was a little like lack of emotional oomph for me. Like I felt like this could have been a book based on the premise that just like really meant something to me, but like the personal enjoyment or personal effect of it was a little bit lower than that. I gave it a 3-star, which to me is just like, that's a good book. It wasn't like a great one that's leaving a lasting impact on me, but it was very interesting, and I was very curious about it, so I was glad to have read it. Another book I finished recently was The Road of Bones by Demi Winters, and this one is a fantasy romance. I was so into it. I read like 450 pages in one day because I was so into it. It's a series, and I plan on continuing the series. I don't even know how to describe like what happens. Oh my gosh, my sister's calling. I'll get back to you. Hello? Okay, I'm back. I think I was talking about The Road of Bones. Long story short, I recommend it. I gave it 4.25 stars just because I feel like there's room to grow and improve in the series. Like I'm so excited for the series, and I'm kind of having to work hard to not just like put book number 2 before every other book that I've been wanting to read, but I'm gonna try to get to it pretty soon. I've also read, and I think this is the last one that I haven't talked to you about that I liked. I read Best Offer Wins by Marissa Cashino. I loved this book. I gave it 5 stars just because my enjoyment level of it was so high. It's a thriller, but I think I've mentioned this. I've gotten so sick of thrillers that are like, woman returns to her old hometown and there are secrets that are getting unburied and the 3 missing girls from 20 years ago. Like all of that, I've been sick of it. I wanted something like new and creative because I kind of overdid it on thrillers last year to where everything just started feeling the same. And this one follows a couple who are hunting for a house, and even though that doesn't sound like high stakes, like for them the stakes are high, and they've been trying for 18 months and it's like a cutthroat market, and she feels like everything is revolving around this house hunt, and there's a house that she sets her sights on that will give her her whole dream life, fulfill everything they need, and the things she does to get the house are so fun. It's like the whole book you're like, will she? Oh no way she will. Oh she might. Like what is she gonna do next? Which I just really appreciate. It read so fast. Like it's a relatively short book. This says 275 pages. Relatively short book, read so fast, was so enjoyable for me. I did not see the end coming, which I loved as well. It did not have like some deep emotional impact, but it was lovely. It was such a good book. So that's what I've got going on right now. Whenever I finish Hemlock and Silver, I've got a couple lined up. A couple that are physical that are still like Goodreads giveaways that I want to read and be getting through because they publish in February, so I want to like be reading them around publishing time. But the ones that I have from the library right now, I have Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb, which is the second book after Assassin's Apprentice, which I really liked in January. And now that I'm getting into fantasy series, I don't want to let too much time go between reading each book because I feel like then I'll forget things and the impact won't be as high. So I've told myself that I want to read one book in this series, at least one book in this series every month. And so Royal Assassin would be February's. So that's where I feel like I need to kind of start getting into it because I think it's like 650 pages and February is a short month. So I'm going to give myself the best chance that I can and start that one pretty quick after I finish Hemlock and Silver. And then I've also borrowed and downloaded Startlement by Ada Limon, which is a collection of poems, which just feels like different for me because I feel like I can like poetry, but I don't always just like prioritize it. So that's been a fun one. I have started this one, just like reading a few poems every now and again. I mean, she's a great poet. And then lastly, I don't know when I'll get to this one, but my hold also became ready for The Heartbreak Hotel by Ellen O'Clover, which I'm pretty sure is a contemporary romance. I don't think it has any like fantastical elements in it, but I feel like gives me good options to choose from. I don't know if it's possible. I think it would be incredible if I could finish Hemlock and Silver today. I have 75% of it left, which is like 250 pages, which is a lot, but also it's 11:15. I have a lot of the day left. I think I might be able to pull it off. I have about 40 pages left of Hemlock and Silver. So I'm gonna lay here and finish it. I feel like that's a good end to, that was my lamp. That's kind of terrifying. That is a good end to the weekend. I do not remember a moment before knowing that this book was horror. It has gotten so weird, but I've been so into it. Overall, this weekend wasn't too much. I mean, it was pretty mundane, but I do think that it's reflected some of the intentional routines that I've been trying to do, or just like the ways that I'm pouring into life and making sure to enjoy the life that I'm living, because even if it's just a little Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, those days all hold the chance of being ones that are mine and ones that I really enjoy. So thank you for joining me for them. I just realized I've been talking with my night garden. It's about as real as it gets. I'll be starting a new vlog tomorrow that is back to work, the regular work weeks, but a busy week of social working with boundaries and with intentional living and with living slow and with still fighting burnout and recovering from burnout. All the things that we've been loving lately. Thank you for spending these moments with me. I hope you have a wonderful week heading your way, and I'll see you next time.